Old Country Variety. 100.1 and 1140 AM KXRB Blackhawk right there. You know, I saw them at the Sioux Empire Fair back in August, Andy.
Great band. Yeah, it's hard to think of a time when you could actually go to concerts.
Gosh,
and
I know.
Be around people and stuff like that.
Speaking about being around people, I have some new information about the Tokyo Olympics. I almost said Dakota Olympics.
Yeah.
But those are also canceled, the Dakota relays. But the Tokyo Olympics set to take place in July. The new dates are going to be July 23rd until August 8th, 2021.
Okay, so almost exactly a year from where it was supposed to be. That makes sense, and that'll give them plenty of times to kind of reorganize things.
Exactly. And you know what? To talk more about COVID-19 in our area, we are joined by Vanessa Gomez. She is the Dakota News Now morning anchor. Good morning, Vanessa.
Good morning, guys. How's it going? How's your Monday?
We're doing great. Thanks for being on with us.
Absolutely. Any way I can help get the word out about what's going on, I am happy to do so, especially coming off of the weekend that we had here in South Dakota, because from Saturday to Sunday, we jumped 22 positive cases. So right now, according to the Department of Health's website, we have a total of 90 positive cases of COVID-19 throughout the state. There's 10 different counties who have what's considered community spread, meaning that someone didn't contract the virus because of travel and they contracted it within their community or from someone who had it. So that's what we're looking at right now as far as South Dakota goes. We're still waiting on an update. Those numbers haven't been updated since yesterday at noon, but they update it every day around that same time. So we'll get another update today.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of new changes, as we like to call it, the new normal happening around the Sioux Empire. And actually, the city of Sioux Falls did pass that new ordinance just last Thursday evening. And I know that some people are still confused as to what this means or what it means to be an essential business. Can you possibly break down this new ordinance for the listeners?
Absolutely. So I think the number one thing to get across is that the mayor and the governor of South Dakota, they have not ordered any businesses to close down in South Dakota, or the mayor's case in Sioux Falls. So that's the number one thing. The second thing is that there's only a select few businesses that are affected by this ordinance. So what this ordinance does is it limits the amount of patrons that certain businesses can have inside their establishment. They can only have 10 patrons. So that means essentially 10 customers. That is not including the employees within that business.
Right.
If there are more than 10 patrons, then that business could be charged with a Class 2 misdemeanor, which is punishable by up to a $500 fine, 30 days in jail. So the businesses affected are bars, restaurants, breweries, cafes, casinos, coffee shops, recreational or athletic facilities, health clubs, or entertainment venues. So this does not include your hair salons or nail salons. A lot of people have been asking about that, and the mayor has said time and time again that those businesses are not included in this ordinance, and he's just encouraging them to adjust their business practices and make sure that if they do have customers coming inside, have them sit 6 feet apart. Try, if they can, because they're going off of the CDC guidelines, that you really shouldn't have more than 10 patrons inside your business anyways. So he's saying, even though this does not apply to you, still try to follow those guidelines.
Yes, that's some good advice. And obviously the situation keeps changing. And as the governor and the mayor have said, you know, when they look at this new data, that's when they decide as to what to do next. But there's even changes going on with you guys, Dakota News Now. A lot of the reporters, including yourself, we were just talking to you off the air, anchors like you are working from home. How are you and some of the other reporters adjusting to this new normal? It's definitely different than anything you're used to.
It absolutely is. It's just so strange. And I know so many people are going through it out there with, you know, you go into work, you have the camaraderie within your work environment, and you look forward to that, that human interaction, which is something so simple. But especially in our line of work where we're trying to have that chemistry live on air, it's a bit of a challenge to have it when I'm, miles away and I'm just essentially Skyping in to talk to my co-anchor instead of being side by side. So I would say, it's an adjustment. I obviously understand why we are doing it. We're practicing what we're preaching, and we're doing as much social distancing as we can within our work environment. So it's just an adjustment between all the reporters. You try to communicate with them as much as you can via text or email, and we're so lucky with the technology that we have nowadays.
Right.
So
exactly.
I would say.
No, definitely. If you're just joining us, Vanessa Gomez with Dakota News Now, one of the morning anchors. One more question before we let you go, Vanessa. You were already alluding to it, practicing what you're preaching by social distancing. Do you see yourself and other people from Dakota News Now setting that example for other people to follow?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the goal, is to set that example, and hopefully people are taking this seriously. I think the mayor has said before that he has seen a change within the past couple weeks within people and within businesses. People aren't flocking to these businesses like they were a couple weeks ago, not really taking this as seriously as before, but it kind of changed a little bit. So, and I think we're trying to change with what's going on. So absolutely, I think that we're trying to set that example as much as we can in this ever-changing situation that we're in.
Absolutely, Vanessa. We're all adjusting to this new normal, even those of us in the media, as you are yourself, too. And we want to thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me on. And I hope you have a good Monday. It feels weird. It doesn't feel like the start to the work week when you're staying home all the time.
It's hard to remember what day it is.
I completely understand that. Thank you so much, Vanessa.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
All right. We will be back with Trace Atkins and Garth Brooks.
If money